my Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for November 2019. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, and president of Drawing the Circle Productions. Founded in 1998, do the math, it's 21 plus years. Because I did it in May, so actually 21 and a half years, pretty much at Samhain, right? From Beltane to Samhain, right? 6 months. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please do like and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can do super live chat, because I much prefer communicating with people than just talking to a camera. I'm a soul number 3, which means I'm a communicator, which this is good, and I'm loving it. And you know, I am a I have a production company, so it's kind of fun. My mom always used to say to me, "Why do you have to make everything such a production?" Written in the script, apparently, Mom. She gets it now. Hera, as I call her. So to my subscribers, thank you so much for following along. I hope you're enjoying these. Those Samhain reads were something rough. Hey, how's that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio going for you? I have Neptune in Scorpio, but that's generational. I was born in 1968. Yes, I'm 51 years old, and I know. Yes, I know I don't look it. To tell you my secrets, but can't. Blood vows and all that. So let's get down to business. Just a couple of quickie disclaimers. Number one, this is a general read, right? So if it's not clicking for you, go check your other signs. I'm really good at what I do. I've been doing this since I'm 12 years old. Well, obviously not YouTube. I've been doing it, but I've been reading people for the majority of my life. So I know that's why I do every reading that I do for a zodiac series. I do Sun, Moon, Rising just as a foundation, and then in this case Venus for relationship, Mercury for the Mercury retrogrades. If I'm going to do sex reads again, I want to get a better deck. The sex quickies I did was okay, but they just weren't that deep using the decks that I have. Like, none of them have any, let us just say, scorpionic sex cards in it. So yeah, just go check your other signs, you know. It's not my intention to ever trigger anybody. Well, I mean, we have to have our stuff triggered, otherwise are we going to know what to heal? But yeah, I try and relate what I see with like humor and compassion and kindness and care, but sometimes it's like, if the house is on fire, honey, the house is on fire. So what else? Oh, right, this is a Path of True Love reading. The path of true love is your path. It's your spiritual path, seen through the lens of your relationships. That every relationship in our lives is here to help us, right? Doesn't look that way, doesn't feel that way. We don't even have to like it. We can even really hate the idea, but eventually we're going to come around and we're going to like look over our shoulder and go, oh my God, that nightmare of a relationship taught me how to heal myself, twin flame. Or that person that kept coming and going and coming and going while we were both trying to help each other heal. Oh my God, that was my soulmate. But keep in mind, all of your relationships, not just the romantic sexual. That's why, you know, do watch the video if you can, clarifying twin flames, soulmates, and true lovers that I did. Or check out the work of Matt Kahn, right? Because he's just amazing. He's so amazing. A brilliant spiritual teacher. So that's a Path of True Love stuff. Please subscribe. This is my first reading of the day. I showered for you all, and I did my hair with overtone purple for brown. Thank you, overtone. I think that's about it. If something else pops up, it pops up. I just had 1 cup of coffee instead of my usual 5. You notice there's no caffeine anonymous? Anyway. So let's dive in. All the cards, all the decks that I'm using, we're only pulling 7 cards, but they're one from 7 different decks. We're going to start with Caroline May's archetype deck. All the decks that I read are in the bottom of the description box, because then it's easier to add one. But also do check out my description box, because I've got my classes up there. Path of True Love, 5 classes. In a workshop series that I did a couple of years ago. My Vimeo channel is pretty balls in. It's pretty ball break and pretty like amazing. I'm very, very proud of the work that I did, because though I've been reading cards for the majority of my life, I'm really a spiritual teacher, and you might notice that if you've been following along. I just had a spiritual counseling client the other day, and it was like incredibly emotional, but she walked out of here reborn. Not that I did it, I just facilitated. Facile from the French to mean easy, to make simple. Yeah. That it, guys? Anything else? Okay, here we go. Breathe. Oh, that's the other one. Please remember to breathe, that every time you inhale, you're breathing in everything that you need from spirit, from source, from your soul, all of that. And every time you exhale, you're releasing anything that is ready to go. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to inhale everything you ever need, ever in one inhale, and exhale everything that needs to go all at once either. But I have to remember to keep breathing, because I notice from watching the videos that I'm doing here that I get so fast because the energy gets so fast, and I'm an earth sign. It's like, Mark, get in your body. Breathe. So breathe, my Scorpios. My brother Matthew is a Scorpio. I've got a dear friend. I don't mention people by name. Dear lifelong friend, Scorpio. So I've always had a Scorpio in my life one way or another. So I really care about you all in a brotherly way. So here we go. Let's get you your dominant archetype. Your dominant archetype here with the Caroline Mace cards. Breathe. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card to represent this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign watching this video. What is the dominant soul power that they will be alchemizing from lead to gold? What are the archetypal issues within them that they came in to work on? Bringing shadow into light for the well-being of all. Please, one card. My collective pantheon. It is this one. Ooh, the Advocate, which to me, the Advocate is one who speaks for those who don't have voices, right? Like if you're an animal advocate, right? If you're a legal advocate, right? Like what is it to advocate for someone or something? So I will read this. Every card has a light and a shadow. I used to read the light first, then the shadow, because I wanted to be gentle, and the pantheons are like, start with the lead so they know what they're dealing with, so then they know what to look forward to in the gold. Shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. In other words, you know that the cause isn't worthy, you know it's not just, you know it's not balanced, but you're going to do it because you're getting paid, right? Or because there's pressure from someone, like they're trying to keep you under their thumb. So you're kind of embracing that so that you can get away with something, or so that they can keep that power over you. We've all been in that situation. But the light attribute, the gold you're shooting for, inspires you to put compassion into action. So that's our main word here for you, is compassion on the path of true love. I hear you guys. And compassion, you know, you can study Buddhism, and I recommend you do. I mean, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, I always say this. Truth without compassion is brutality, right? So the more that we can be empathic, not now, you know, empathic in terms of an intuitive skill, I don't even mean it that way. I mean that we can have empathy, right? That we can say, well, how, well, some people do that too much, like people pleasers. They're like, well, how do I do this? How do I say this? What will they feel? What they feel? That no, it's like, how do I come from my heart? How do I come from my soul being compassionate, even if I have to say no, right? Even if I have to deliver some news, some truth, take some action to clarify, to heal. How do I do that in a way that is, here we go, for the well-being of all? And for me, when I'm in that place, or I am not compassionate, which let's call it what it is, brutal, I can be. I am a witch. I am a Virgo. I have a Pisces moon and a Leo rising. Roar, right? So I know, pull it behind the castle wall, and here's the thing that does it for me. Everybody is doing the best that they can with the level of awareness that they're at, with what they've been through, and everyone is here to help me learn, grow, heal, become the best that I can be. So practice compassion. That is a Buddhist thing, well, particularly Tibetan Buddhism, but just kind of have a look at that. Have a look at that advocate. What are you advocating for? What are you standing up for, or what will you no longer stand for? And can you do it with compassion? Let's ask the angels to clarify that. Breathe. My angels, please, one card in clarity for this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. What do you got to clarify for this Scorpio advocate archetype? Study. I'm just saying, like, study Buddhism, look at it, but, you know, study compassion, or there is something here about studying. Now, what does it mean to study something? I know, you read the book, you, remember cramming? I haven't had to cram for shit in decades, I'm so happy. Virgo. To study, to observe, right? Like, I don't know, a study in the pickle lighter. The study, right? Like you go to a museum, it'll be a study in still life or something, still life for the woodpecker. So there is an involvement here that involves not just the mind, but perhaps even the intuition, right? You are a water sign. Mercury is in retrograde, so absolutely, like, go over things. Mentally, but because it is in your sign and a water sign, it might also be about you really studying, not just studying the soul, but allowing the soul to teach you, right? To say, all right, child of my heart, innocent, sweet angel that I truly am on the inside, underneath all the pain, the wounds, and everybody else's shit I've taken on, teach me how to love you, right? To be more compassionate with yourself, right? So there's lessons in advocacy and compassion here for you on the path of true love. And so far, only 2 cards down, no specific relationship form indicated here. So, this is marriage, romance, parental, your kid, your friends, your family, your co-workers, what have you. But there's definitely a study in compassion here with this advocate. So let's ask, this is the fun part. Oh yeah, this is the one I forgot. Thank you for, obviously at this point, we're going to be using 2 tarot decks to look at your divine feminine energy within you and your divine masculine energy in you. We use Daughters of the Moon for the feminine, makes sense, and the Mythic Tarot for the divine masculine in you. Now this is in you. Everybody's got the balance, hopefully a balance, of masculine, feminine energy within them, and that might very well be mirroring people in your life, in your relationships. So if something comes up and it really says, oh, that's that person, then go, oh, okay. So they're part of the study, right? They're here like teachers, right? To teach me something, lead or gold. Some of the best spiritual teachers that I've worked for, I never work for anymore. I work with or not at all. Some of them were just shadow, toxic, mostly female, oddly enough, shadow queens, right? Forget about Shadow King, Legion, shadow queens. So, look at who your teachers are, if anything mirrors back to you. So let's do this. We're going to ask the goddesses, please. My collective goddesses. 1 card in clarity for this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Please, an indication, a card of clarity here about the divine feminine within them with this advocate archetype and study. Oh, we've got Earthquake, like 5 of Pentacles. Now I know 5 of Pentacles, people will say, oh, left out in the cold. That's not in this deck. It may show up in the Mythic Tarot. That is depicted that way. But oh my God, feeling this, it's like you're shook. Earthquake is physical change, but very, very, very quickly. So things are shaking out very quickly. Now, keeping in mind that everything, not just our relationships, everything that happens in this world is here to help us. It might be a good idea to study that in order to be compassionate with yourself and others. Because this is in the divine feminine, this is in the inner world, this is the emotion, the intuition, you might be feeling it. I've learned over the years that when that child inside of us gets afraid, it's intuition. It's saying something's happening, there's something coming, there's something going on, I can feel it, and there might be loss involved. But loss and gain are not in our control. Loss and gain. I'm sorry, there's this movie, The Cisco Kid. I was raised on Mel Brooks, okay? I think that makes a lot of sense. So, you're feeling shook on the inside, and perhaps it's triggered from something on the outside, right? Well, if you're advocating, usually you don't have to advocate for people where everything's just fine and dandy there, Martha. No, so you're feeling shook emotionally on this. Something jolted you. 5 of Pentacles. Remember, 5 is the number of change, right, my witches? That's why we got all these 5 pointed stars in a circle called a pentacle, right? Fire, earth, air, water, spirit, united in one circle, saying it's all one thing, right? So it's the changing states of spirit. Everything in this world shifts and changes, like weather and bloat, right? So the changes of life. And it's a 5. I mean, yes, I will agree. This is the Tower card of the Minor Arcana. So it is sort of that shock. Earthquakes don't last very long, right? Like a 10-second earthquake is a big deal depending on where it is on the Richter scale. But after those 10 seconds, everything has changed right from its foundation, hence Earth. So let's see how the Divine Masculine is responding, hopefully better than reacting, to what's going on in the Divine Feminine within you. Because if you can balance these within yourself, get them to love each other, marry them if you like, that is going to change every relationship in your life. Reason, season, lifetime, right? Whether it's somebody who's just in your day-to-day, someone online at Starbucks, to your lifelongs, and to those, you know, twin flame, soulmates, true lover contracts, right? Breathe. My gods, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. Please, one card in clarity to represent their divine masculine energy. Considering this Mercury retrograde and all of that, please, a card of clarity. Ace of Cups, right? Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, runs around in a see-through nightie. The Ace of Cups, that there's a new beginning of love here, that the Divine Masculine might have a renewal of not just love, but perhaps compassion, that you were shook, that you were triggered by something, really feels like something that happened in the physical world, where in the outside, like your demeanor might be one very much of trying to be heart-centered, right? Walking a heart-centered path, trying to be loving, but on the inside you're fucking shook. So, you know, whoever shook you, if it's somebody in your life, try and be compassionate, that they're just doing to you what was done to them, and that's how we step out of victimization. Yes, we have to set boundaries, absolutely, right? You do not put up with abuse or neglect. Done. I don't care. Verbal abuse, mental abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. Honey, bitch, you raise a hand to me, I've been given permission to kick the crap out of you. I am the youngest of 4. All right? What does that mean? Well, my parents let me juggle knives and read tarot. But it's like, I know how to fight. I remember once, my brother, a Scorpio, was triggering me, right? This guy was young, not young, but I guess I was in my mid to late teens. And he was just like getting all like tough with me. I picked up a long back dining room chair, held it over, it's like I fucking hulked out, right? Like that. But he was just doing to me what was done to him. So there's this thing, the Divine Masculine is saying, well, let's bring love to this. Let's be compassionate. Now him and I were like, it was his birthday, November 2nd. So, you know, we talk to him on the phone. It's like, he's got kids now, you know, we're different people. And we now laugh about that stuff. Do you remember that time I pulled the poker out of the fireplace and chased you with it? I did that too. Like, I will pick up a fucking weapon if you're bigger than me. I don't care. I'm a witch. I got weapon jewelry. What do you think? This is all for decoration? They're totems of the gods and silver knuckles, right? I'm from New York. What do you want? I love this child inside of me enough to fucking defend myself if I have to. But, you know, that's not the best option at a distance, right? It's like, okay, for what purpose did this happen? What am I learning from this? What, you know, let me study this. Let me heal that child inside of me, right? So that 5 of Pentacles, I get it. Bring love to it. Divine Masculine in the Scorpio. Love your Divine Feminine. Let her be shook. Don't repress it. But nobody has to fucking know about it either, right, Scorpio? I only have Neptune in Scorpio, so, you know, that's generational. That's everybody in my age range, right? Generation X. XX. Okay, my masters, the Ascended Masters, those who have graduated the curriculum and are reaching back down through, they're more than guides, they're PhDs. So, my masters, please, one card in clarity for this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. Considering the collective has said the Advocate, the angels have said study, the goddesses have said 5 of Pentacles, earthquake for the Divine Feminine in this Scorpio, the gods talking about the Ace of Cups. For the masculine energy within the Scorpio, what say you, my masters? Oh, healing! Yay! Well, you know, yay. It depends, right? What's being healed? It's like, you're in a healing phase, right? You're watching some of these, you're in a healing phase. I'm like, no shit! But, you know, healing, that's beautiful. And look, it's two people. One's got a broken heart. The other one's kind of nurturing them along. So I'm not so sure that you're the one with the broken heart here, because you're the advocate. I mean, unless you're advocating for yourself, which is brilliant, right? Which is great, great, great. And of course, it's going to shift. Like I said, you know, I'm reading for thousands and thousands of people here. Even if thousands and thousands of people are drawn to the video, I can feel y'all out there. And some of you are fucking shady, and some of you are really trying to right the balance in your life, and some of you are really like, no. You know, there are three symbols, if you like animal symbols, for Scorpio. The scorpion crawls along the bottom, stings itself, right? Sabotage. There's the eagle that flies highest. That's like way more ancient. The eagle flies highest, sees furthest, right? That's the one that's trying to like see things and balance it out, right? But from a distance, right? And then there's the phoenix, goes through constant cycles of death and rebirth, ashes rise, ashes rise, ashes rise. So the masters are not just saying there is healing here, but they're offering healing here. So, you know, if you're not into the whole ascended master thing, that's fine. Just call them guides. They don't fucking care. They're masters. You don't have to call them by title. At one point, I was asking them their names, and I was like, no, I'm just going to call them masters anymore. I can't even pronounce that. They're just beings who graduated the curriculum throughout the centuries, right? And they're mostly pagan, which is weird. And I was like, oh yeah, paganism's older. There would be, you know. You gotta come back a lot of lives to do that. Who knows how many? So let's find out by asking the higher selves of all involved. Now, I'm not a Scorpio, any Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign, so I'm just gonna do this as I do this. But this is from the fifth dimensional and above higher selves in the Scorpio collective here. Breathe, please, the higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity. A whisper of love for this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019, because we got the Advocate, Study, Earthquake, Ace of Cups, and Healing. What say you? A nice piece of clarity for this Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Path of true love to November 2019, considering Mercury retrograde in their sign. The heart of the matter. The heart of the matter, right? And study the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is about. The heart of the matter. Now, you're good at that, Scorpio. Scorpios make the best detectives. Oh, they can keep a secret locked down forever. But my God, don't try and keep secrets from them. They have that second chakra radar. They'll just go, something's off here. I can feel it. And that just intrigues them. They want to know, but you will never know that they're fucking scoping you out. Really good spies and snoops, too. All part of the detective archetype, which is not here, but getting to the heart of the matter. So as much as the intellect, right, with this study card, this really does feel like more like study this intuition. This situation from a place of intuitive stuff. Now, everybody has intuition. Intuition is not a gift; it is a skill. Everybody has it. There are different levels of intuition too. I mean, we can talk about that in another video, or just go watch Caroline Myss. Learn, study Caroline Myss, MYSS. She's amazing. That you really need to get to the heart of the matter here. That there's something here, perhaps on a causative level within yourself. That, not like, oh, I attracted this. No. Something that's scripted in the divine plan that you came in to learn through this situation. So let me get to the heart of the matter. How do I heal, right? With healing and the Ace of Cups and with the divine masculine there, it's like, how do I take action? How do I bring love? And maybe it is love to yourself. Maybe someone said or did something that was very injurious. That was abusive, perhaps, in your life. Shook you, and now's the opportunity in this retrograde to study that. It's like, why does this keep happening? I have to get, what is it? Is there self-loathing? Is there unworthiness that I learned along the way? Because that's not who we are. Who we are is we are the divine children, right? Even in paganism, we'll call ourselves the hidden children of the gods. Well, is it hidden unto us underneath all of this stuff, right? All of this pain, all of these illusions, all of these lies that we've been told and tell ourselves, and remorse and regret and emotional baggage and all that stuff. Get to the heart of the matter, because the heart of the matter at the end of the day for all of us is we are divine. We are souls. We were chosen by the divine to play the roles of the personalities that we are in this life. So the soul in this body, who I truly am, was chosen. Cast, if you will, if you want to use like movie theater language there, cast to play the role of Angelo Lyons, right? And the same is true for all of us. And when we croak, right, costume, makeup comes off, we go back to the green room. From what I hear, it's a gold room, but whatever, you know, and we're just like, oh, that was great. And they're like, holy fuck, you kicked the crap out of that, right? It's like, I want an award ceremony after this one. I didn't get an Oscar in my last life. I want one in this life. No, not from the Academy. Thank you very much. Blessed be Academy, but no. That's all right. Every time I dance with showbiz, I end up getting bitten in the ass by some narcissist, so fuck that noise. Let them come to me. Fuck that. I will never audition for anything ever again. Fuck that. All right, speaking of fuck that, I'm introducing a new deck. If you have, if you watch any of the previous readings, this is the Journey of Love Oracle. Oh my God. Yes, and I'm going to read it from the book because I've only had it for a couple of weeks. But every time I pray and pull a card, right, especially in these readings, it's so fucking dead on that I'm like, okay, I don't have time to memorize these cards and all of their meanings. And what's written in the book is so beautiful. So it's Alana Fairchild, who I believe is the author, Rassouli, Rissouli, who I believe is the artist, who paints, draws the cards, and then Richard Cohn, Cohn, who is the poet. So there's some written stuff, there's obviously the artwork on the card, and then there's a poem. So let's do this, and I'll read it from the book. Breathe! Oh, I hear some of you going, yeah, hold on a second. Scorpios. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for November 2019. My collective, you've already indicated for them to focus on the advocate archetype, alchemizing lead to gold. From embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain, lifting that shadow into light, inspiring you to put compassion into action, right? And there is that with that Ace of Cups in the masculine energy, yang action. That the angels, you're talking about the study, that there's something here to be learned, like big time, open the book of your soul, right? Get to the heart of the matter, that's in there too. Goddesses are talking about Five of Pentacles. This is a divine feminine who is shook, who's gone through some kind of change in the physical world, but it's still reverberating. Things are shifting around, tectonic plate movement within the soul. Divine masculine, as we said, the gods are talking about the Ace of Cups, an offering of love, perhaps an offering of compassion. The masters are talking about healing. The higher selves, the heart of the matter, how to get down to the heart of the matter, because your will gets weak and your thoughts will scatter, but I think it's about, well, compassion. Compassion. Such a great song. All right, so please, one card for this Scorpio collective on the path of true love, November 2019. The Pearl Threaded. Wake up, Pearl! RuPaul is in my energy field today. I just watched the All Stars 2 Shut Up and Drive with Tatiana and Alyssa Edwards. It's like, that got me going this morning, right? Good for a Scorpio. Shut up and drive. So let's read this one. The Pearl Threaded, like, pearl necklace. Oh, I got a pearl necklace, and then I wiped it off. Scorpio, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you think about it, like, they take a pearl, they drill a hole through it, and then you string it, right? So the Pearl Threaded, and that is number 38. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Okay, it's just a page and a half, and it's fine. Ready? Breathe. I want you to really focus on your breath so that you're kind of breathing in what I'm saying here. Though we labor through the illusion of individuality and have to face our inner challenges in solitude, our spiritual transformation is not an independent event, nor is it for our victory alone as we approach the enlightened way of all embracing love. Each human being is a pearl on the Divine Mother's garland, gradually assuming luster and revealing beauty, worth, and radiance over many lifetimes. Together we are creating a precious offering in return for her gift of life. We can learn to draw on the collective effort to allow our own journey to become integrated into the journey of the group without being weighed down, and instead to be lifted up. To do this, we honor the thread that connects each of us as one divine being, just like the various fingers that belong to the one hand. Then we honor the pearl essence of our divine nature, that we are capable of growth and transformation, becoming divine beauty. This oracle brings you a message. You are to shift your perspective to allow all groups that you are involved in to become a source of energetic lifting rather than depletion. Advocate. Or in working with groups. If a group you are involved in cannot do this for you, then you may not be in vibrational resonance, and it may be a time to seek a group that is more energetically supportive of your vibration. Trust your feelings and don't be scared to open up and allow yourself to connect with others. That way, you can truly know if a group or gathering is for you, or if you need to move on. But do trust that you are not alone on your journey, and the soul connections that will nourish you will draw you to them, like strands of pearls on the Divine Mother's necklace, right? So the advocate, this might be you're dealing with an advocacy group that, you know, there's some negativity, or it's a negative cause you found out, right? And that you're not alone, right? That this feels tribal. This feels like there's more than one pearl on a necklace, right? Usually. Otherwise, it's just a pendant. I speak jewelry. I used to be in the jewelry business 10,000 years ago. So let me give you the poem here. Hearts apart, remember love, and time stands still, right? So that you got to return this to love. You got to be compassionate about this. Let's put this all together. So you are the advocate archetype, alchemizing the lead to, you know, negative, destructive causes, to you really putting compassion into action. And it's a study, right? It's a learning curve. You don't know how to do this perhaps right at this moment. You may have some ideas, but study it. Take your time. Slow down. Mercury retrograde, right? Rethink. Review, right? And re-intuit, right? Check in. It's okay if you were feeling one thing a week ago and now it's like, whoa, what the fuck changed, right? And maybe that's it. It's like there's this internal shakeup. Even if something hasn't been triggered on the outside yet, you can feel it. It's like I said, that child when it gets afraid, it's like change is coming. That's really what that feeling is. Change is coming, and there might be loss, right? There might be pain. There might have to remember. And it's like, it's okay, honey, tell me. I love you, I love you, I love you, right? Bring love to that divine masculine, bring that to the divine feminine within you. Let it have its voice. Let it shake out. Let it cry. Let it scream. Let it grip so that it can express that, right? And that's how you bring compassion. You're doing the best that you can. We're all doing the best that we can. And you know what? Even these people in this situation, they're doing the best that they can with their level of consciousness, with what's happened to them on their path that we have no idea about, right? And that absolutely is about healing and bringing healing to yourself first, right? Just like on the airplane, the mask pops down, put it on yourself before you do your kid. Just saying. That's why I don't have kids. It's like, give me that mask. Is it a mud mask? I just made new mud masks for myself. Liquid bentonite and essential oils, if you know what you're doing. Potion witch. Yes, it involves clay. And that you're going to get to the heart of the matter on this. Like, that's the idea. There's something going on here that is not observable to the physical eye. And so then that's why the Scorpio goes into detective mode, right? Gathering information. Because with the pearl threaded, it might just be like, I don't know, one bad pearl. Is there something on my face, right? They're not bad pearl, but there's something going on here. But this does involve other people. This is probably soul group, right? But maybe it's a soul group that you're all like in a study of how to be truly authentically compassionate in your advocacy, because, you know, people can use advocacy in a very narcissistic way, right? It's like, well, look at how I am. Look at what I'm doing, right? It's like, I'm going to give an anonymous donation, but I want a plaque with my name on it, right? What the fuck is that? That's just trying to prop themselves up, right? To feed some inner lack of self-worth without actually dealing with and healing the lack of self-worth, which happens in institutions all the time. That's why I'm really glad to be working solo in my new, my company and my new career path. Cool. Well, my Scorpios, look, this is tricky as fuck. I get it. There are other people involved. I can feel that too. Now all the cards are on the table. But remember, there's just one divine being that we are all manifestations of. Here's the group, here's spirit, here's soul, and here are the personalities, the bodies, and the egos of all involved. Like nails, right? Nails. I love that song. I'm going to listen to that today. A little Alaska Thunderfuck goes a long way when you're doing this work. So be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. And here I'll give you the blessing, right? Breathe. May the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for November 2019, that they may grow, that they may find, that they may learn of compassion and give compassion. That Ace of Cups begin again with healing to get to the heart of the matter for the well-being of all. And so it is. I love you all so very much, my Scorpios. Good luck with this retrograde. Please do reach out. If you need a reading, all of my info is in the box below. Go have a look-see-dooksy. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed be.